Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. You join us actually not quite in the map editor, although we will be there momentarily. This is the island that we have been working on, that we have been creating, and it is looking pretty sweet. I thought what I would do is just pop back into the main game temporarily and have a look at some of the things that we've been doing. So, actually, how do I get down from here? There's a question. So a couple of episodes ago, we changed this beach slightly. We added the groin, which is the little sand trap you get on beaches normally, which is the thing in the center of the screen, and it doesn't look too bad from here. We also added a second little offshore island, which again doesn't look too bad. It kind of makes the beach a little home. This is hill 2. This is a second hill, and again, it looks pretty sweet from up here. We are just going to go over and look at the other beach, what we did create last episode, which is the one with the two off-center groins, little sort of sand traps. If you don't know what they are, you get them at a beach, usually a holiday resort or something, and they are used to capture stop sand from being moved at the beach by ocean currents. Ooh, yeah, there's that shipwreck right in the center of the screen, and it is spoopy. Yes. Yeah, things look very different once you're actually in-game, and that's the beach. So that's the beach we were working on last time. And actually, from here, it doesn't look too bad. We just have a little hop, skip, and a jump up here. So these are the steps that we have, what we have created. There's still a little bit of oddness with this bush. I suppose it's not too bad. And this is the hill 1. This is what the hill 1 looks like in the game currently. We're gonna have to do something with this, but it is a nice big area for building on. Oh yeah, we were going to do something with this walkway, which is why it's just kind of levitating here. So if in the map editor you just leave something floating and it is not a physics object, it will just stay there, regardless of whether it's attached to the world geometry, the island mesh. So that's a weird little thing. That's the thing we have to do something with, fix. These are the groins. You can see they don't actually go up that far into the sea. And then almost immediately we've got, boom. We've got the shipwreck. So that's one of the shipwrecks. Oof. I was looking out there and there's a couple of blacktip reef sharks and it looks like something even more terrifying. Oh, blacktip reef shark and stingray. So yeah. Oh, poison boy right in front of us. Nice. So yeah, these groins that we added change the beach, change the dynamic of the beach, actually make it feel like there's stuff going on, like there's things happening, even though all we've done is we've just added this kind of sawtooth pattern to the sand, and yeah, these guys don't even go out that far at all. So in terms of gameplay, in terms of sharks and things, not really going to have that much of an effect. Boom, this side's a lot deeper than the other side, and as you can see, it just sort of pops out there. Cool. There's a lot of black tips today. We haven't put in the tigers yet. This side of the groin should be shallower, and it is. So it's going to take a lot longer, yeah, to get into the water from this side. Whereas the other side basically just goes straight in. Boom, straight in there. Cool. Clownfish. And black tips. And it's nice to know the black tips can actually get this close to the land. So good. It means the tigers, when we add them, aren't going to have so much problems. Or as many problems as we kind of think they... Well, I kind of imagine the tigers might have had a problem. In terms of depth... Oh. Hello? Sunlight? Come back? Thank you. In terms of like depth and shallowness of the beach, this particular beach here slopes very, very quickly away. Not actually a problem. Not a problem. Ooh. Yeah, so that's the rock arch. Let's go swim over here. That's the rock arch, and the game's actually put these little rock towers in and largely blocked up the rock arch. That won't be the same for everyone's game. I will just say that. But it is for this particular map, that's just what we have to deal with. So when you are creating stuff underwater, just be aware that sometimes the game's going to put stuff in. Coral is a good one, rocks are a good one, sardines are a good one, that will just kind of ruin your carefully prepared plans. Although we can just about see that other shipwreck over there. And the reason I didn't go too crazy by adding stuff underwater is because the game does that. So that shipwreck with the Wally, which you can just about make out in the distance, is just tempts you out into what will be dangerous water. So now we've looked at this, let us go back to the map editor. And here we are once more back in the map editor on our island, and this is the very same beach that we were on just a moment ago, and how different it looks in the map editor. It looks so different. I mean, okay, so it does look the same, but it's the same and different. Without being able to walk around as your avatar, without seeing all the little fishes and things swimming around, without having all the life and activity under the water, it's hard to gauge how this island is going to look, or will look, unless you actually go into the main game periodically and have a look and see what's going on. So this stuff that we had underwater, that we purposefully left fairly barren. I mean, we didn't get massively creative with this rock arch, obviously completely jammed up with rocks. Again, it won't be the same for everyone's map. The rocks seem to be randomly placed in. It just happens to be that for us, this one is blocked up, but it doesn't stop this area being effective. And obviously, when we were swimming here by this little rear mast, or maybe the foremast, and we could barely see Wally in the distance. There were rocks and there was coral and lots of stuff. We could see it, which is why we placed it so high up on the wreck, so that it tempts people out. It doesn't seem that far. It doesn't seem that far until you realise that it's probably at least 2 lungfuls, two breaths. But yeah, these groins look like they go quite far into the sea. Don't at all. So they're not really going to have an effect on things in the water. But good, excellent. And just to finish off the little comparison, this is where we were standing at the start of the episode, and it looks different. We don't see the islands in the distance. The lighting and everything is different. It's just, yeah, you have to go back into the main game periodically when you are creating an island. Have a look, see what works and see what doesn't work. Because the other thing that we were going to look at was this. Do you remember when I said, oh, the bush is blocking the path? It absolutely isn't here. So we can see dirt. In fact, this shrub is pushed way down into the ground. So yeah, there are things that you will have to go and look at. Okay, so we have this. This is the leftover from last episode. We actually got to the item limit for these structures. So the Seafort Bridge and the Seafort Bridge Broken. Seafort Bridge Broken has been massively used up because we've been creating paddocks. This is a Jurassic Park themed map, so we've got the old dinosaur paddocks, which have been broken or falling apart because this place has been abandoned, presumably by InGen, for the longest time. We have buildings, we have quaysides, we have wrecks, and we have... let's go over here, and we have labs and secrets. There's secrets in there. There's a boat in there. Good. So we have a bunch of stuff. If you haven't seen one of these episodes before, if you haven't seen one of these videos, we are in Stranded Deep's map editor, and it's a good place to be between updates. Or if you just kind of get tired of exploring the world, go and make an island for yourself, make a home. We are navigating using W, S, A, and D. We are going down with Q, up with E. We're holding right mouse button and panning the camera around. We have objects, and the objects we can use, can manipulate once they're out of the toolbox by grabbing these toggles, red, green, and blue. not in that order. You have to be a little bit careful because every now and again, if there's a lot of objects on your map, when you let go of an object after moving it, sometimes it'll snap onto something in the background. There is no undo in this game. You can't control Z. It is impossible. Sorry. I mean, not sorry. It's not my... I didn't make this game. I didn't make this game. And this is Unity, so, you know... yeah, have fun with this. So we can clone with C. Well, we don't necessarily want to clone. We can rotate with R, so we can get a little rotate, and T gives you transform. They're all obviously all available here as buttons, but you know what? That's just the thing. That's the thing. That it's better just to know all the shortcuts. It's faster to know all the shortcuts, and it's more fluid to know all the shortcuts. Also, the last button, F, is focus. And if you've got something selected and you don't know where it is in the world, so you can select something, you could go, oh, press focus, and then it should put it in the center of the screen. It has put it in the center of the screen, although that's a piece of cliff, so focus, right. The boat, on the other hand, is easier to spot. So the larger something is, the further away the focus button will put you. It's a bit tricksy like that. So this is hill 1. This is... Ooh, actually I'm going to not have that selected, that button. I'm going to hit terrain and then objects, so we don't accidentally move it around. This is hill 1, and it looks kind of empty and barren. And we know that in the game, because we've just literally just been there, it's covered in scrub, or there's different shadows and things, so that's cool. This is hill 2, the shorter of the two hills by a significant amount. And again, this thing was covered in scrub, almost to the point where you didn't even see the PP. A little plant here, harvestable plant. You probably didn't see that as we walked over, and you certainly wouldn't have seen the tatties, just off to one side. Good. So hill 1 is the hill that we kind of want to focus on, and we kind of want to do something with it, but also leave it completely empty so that people can build up here. It is a building plot. As much as this area here is a kind of a flat area for farming or storage or whatever you want to do, you can chuck a bunch of stuff there. So we're getting creative and putting detail down everywhere else, but there are some areas where you just don't want to do that. However, it wouldn't be one of our maps if it wasn't completely bonkers and crazy, and we went and over-engineered stuff. Just kind of playing with what you can and can't do in the game. Now, it says maximum reached for that. This Seafort Bridge, if we actually delete it, yes, and then bring out one from the toolbox, might just... Okay, now it says maximum reached. If we click off of it and click back on it, it will allow you to bring one more out. We're not going to bring one more out because of that initial maximum limit reach. And I don't know if that's which is the bug, whether this one here is the last one, or whether whether it's actually the penultimate one and the maximum limit reached is just saying it a little bit too early. I don't know. We're going to be kind on people playing this map, though. We're going to be kind on them. We have on this side a sky walkway through the forest, and we have a lot of things that have been repeated throughout the map. And I think this side of the island. It's all right. I mean, we've been working here. We've sort of made the beach way more interesting, just infinitely more interesting. And I think we should probably continue that idea with this. So I'm going to snuggle that in there. I'm going to stuff that in there. I'm gonna kind of jam this in there. We're going to use this one piece that we have. So we're going to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to just use it in this area here, because it's kind of very steep, incredibly steep, and I want to utilize this area so that it is not completely... Oh, I was afraid we might lose the walkway for a second. It's not impossible to get it back. You can just smash the camera through through the island mesh just by pushing forward, and then you can see everything from underneath. Boop. That's all the scary stuff that's going on under the island. We have the sea fort over there. We have we have a problem with the skybox. We have all that stuff. Those are all the those are all the other walkways that we've used the very ends for to create paddocks. It's kind of a terrifying world, and this bubbly texture. This bubbly texture is part of the water mesh of the world, but it is where the water surface won't be rendered. Be careful with that, because you probably fall through it. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, if we see bubbles on our coastline, we know we need to rejig the coastline, smooth it off or raise it up or do something, because those bubbles on the coastline will represent a gap in the ocean mesh, and you don't want that because it's very distracting. So we're going to rotate this, and these things rotate directly in the center, which is a little frustrating. Let's have a little look. Let's get the camera a usable place. So we're just gonna probably move some of this stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna move it. Yeah, so we're gonna rotate this a little bit. I'm gonna press T. I'm gonna grab the blue toggle, pull it towards us, green down. These things are really long, and I don't think we've utilized the full length of these before. Probably not. We can rotate using R. We can press T and we can go up. Ooh. I don't know what that is. Focus. Okay. I'm so glad that we're using focus to actually get to rocks and stuff. To focus on the stuff that we might have accidentally clicked on in the distance. So we're manipulating this, but sometimes when you let go, it snapped to that rock. And I don't know why it doesn't stay on the object. I don't know whether that's a Unity bug. I'm guessing it's a Unity bug. I don't know if you can hard code it so that it doesn't do that, because that's kind of cheeky. But yeah, if you've selected something and if you know you've moved it, definitely press F and you'll pay respects, and then you'll also snap directly to whatever you've moved. So there's a top tip. If you didn't learn anything else in this video, well, you've learnt that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to manipulate this tree. I don't like it. I don't like it where it is. It feels wrong. It feels... I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. We can do something with it, though. Of course we can do something with it. We can move it. We can drop it down. And then we can rotate it. So we're just using the shortcut keys. How are we doing this? Carefully is the answer. There we go. So what we don't want are the branches to block a player. We don't want a player to be walking along somewhere and then just get hit in the head and then have to stop. Bad level design. Bad design. So what we'll do is we'll raise this up. Let's see. Okay, same thing for this direction, because a player can probably walk down this side of the hill, so we don't want to particularly stop people doing stuff like that. Okay, now this is kind of weirdly opened this area, right? We can do stuff with that. We'll be fine. We're fine. Let us do this. Move that. I'm going to clone it. I like it. Let's clone it. Now press rotate. Choom. There we go. And then also choom. And then a little bit out. Wait. It's not working for me. Why aren't you working for me? Who does number 2 work for? Oh, there you go. That's better. It's better. Because what we want is interest. We already know this is way too vertical for a player to actually walk on, so we can put stuff here. And rocks are really good. Just to break up the old landscape. Good. Yep. I'm just what I'm doing is I'm just pulling stuff out of the toolbox and essentially just having a little look and seeing what works and what might work and what might not work. We can push it into the terrain, just to give it a little bit more clearance. This is fine, and I do like the way this is looking, but it kind of feels a little bit, not entirely sure, a little bit isolated. No, let's get rid of that rock. Yep. Let's move this out a little bit. Let's move you over there. Let's kind of move. You go in the sea. There we go. Cliffs. I need a cliff. Cliff 6. Woohoo! Hey, how you doing? No. Cliff 4. Nope. I kind of need a narrow one. Cliff 1. Okay. R to rotate. T to transform. Hashtag ruined. Oh yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. Don't worry about it. So what we're doing is moving the stuff around. Rotate. Transform. Good. And then we'll bring this up a bit. Good, right, move you out a little bit. Move you out a little bit so your leaves aren't clipping through each other. Nice. Right, how is that looking? It's looking better. Looking better. These rocks still kind of are a bit floaty, but that's fine. We'll sort that out momentarily. You can disappear. Because we don't need you momentarily. So we got these two rocks, and it's like, I like what we're doing. Let's push that way. So it looks like they're one rock instead of two physical separate rocky boys. Let's see if we can do something here. Let's rotate you. Press T, grab the green, move you in a little bit. It's better. Move you back a bit. C to clone. And then green tug. Yeah, look at that. And then down under. Cool. So that doesn't look so bad. There we go. I wanted the rock texture to be all kind of joined up, but I also wanted the little interest. So as you're walking along, you've got kind of interest along here. There we go. And we can now just go boop here. Boop you in there. And then rotate. There we go. I know we're kind of working around this tree. I'm going to move it out off to one side a second. And then... Cool. Good. Excellent. So we're kind of gone a little bit heavy iron here. We can get these small rocks in. Rotate so that you are kind of level. Lovely. Better. Good. And what we'll do is we'll kind of repeat a motif that we have used many times. Keeping the top of this thing clear. So what we're doing is we're just re-engineering a piece that we've already worked on before. So we're not reducing the amount of space at the top, but we are just creating another little point of interest in an area that, to be honest, I was never that happy with. I think I said before that it felt a little bit too garden centre, and it did. But by doing this, what we can do is we can get... Okay, cool. Get this party started. There we go. Feels better. Feels good, man. That's good, and we do a little rotate as well. And a little rotate, and not so much of a rotate. And then just kind of offset these a little bit. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And just a little rock in the side and just mask the edges. Small rock? No, small rock. Small rock 3 is actually quite big. We want R to rotate. We want to party like it's 1999. Oh wait. Oof. That's Prince song. Okay, let's move that. Like oof, not oof, it's Prince song, but oof, 99. What happened in 99 that was good? I don't know. I think the 90s will be remembered for being a good decade. There's something just meh about them. So let's do this. Ooh. Oh, I know what happened in the 90s. Oh, wait a second. Oh no. No. Yeah. I think like every millennial was born in the 90s. Ooh. Oh no. Nah, it's fine. If you look at the definition of millennial, it's like 1981 to 1999? I'm going to say 6, but I think it's 99. And it's just like, okay, alright, well, sure. I don't think we need to put a rock in here. I'm going to get rid of you. Yes, I am. I'm just going to have a look and see what we got here. I think that's Big Rock 1. It is probably Big Rock 1. It's going to hit terrain objects. Yeah, not saying that any particular person's birth year is any different to anyone else's. It's just the thing. It's one of those things you have literally no control over. Literally no control over. That, the country of your origin. And pretty much anything else, like biological, you have literally no control over. So one of those things just to not worry about. Just chill and things just are what they are. Small rock. 1. You, my friend. You, my friend. You, my friend. We're gonna get dangerous. I'm just gonna leave that like that. The danger comes from the fact that this might just get buried in this shrub. So I'll move it out a little bit more, and this one out a little bit more. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Is there a way of... Yeah, that's more like a lumpy bumpy path. Some steps that end. You can hop, skip, and jump. I don't think you could get stuck there. I don't think it... I'm not sure it's possible to get stuck. Let's move it over a little bit. I think we know from experience the bushes are a lot bigger than they should be in the map editor, so I think it'll be fine. Good. That's better. That feels better. That feels more, yeah, interesting. As such, what we're going to do is just remodel this bit down here as well. I mean, we got the time to do it. We may as well. So we'll move these pieces out. There we go. And we'll get some rock boys in. We use a shoreline rock too, actually. Boom. I mean, it looks like things have fallen. Yeah, that looks quite neat. Something's fallen away. Because the island is crumbling. The island of Dr. Dent. No one's going to get that reference. That's, so it was a cheat code for the operator. No, the operative. No one lives forever. And Dr. Dent's was the health cheat code. Get rid of these boys. We're going to move them back. Move them back. They're great for Verticality, I think. Let's move them over here. Boop. Let's do that. And then you can come... Where do we want you? Want you that far out? Yeah, I think actually that works quite well when you're in the walkway. Good. So we'll move you sort of over here-ish. It's just in the dirt. There you go. Yeah, that works a lot better. It's actually opened all of this up, but I'm a little bit worried about this bush under here. I think it's one of those things we'll just have to fine-tune by going back into the main game and then having a little look at it. Interesting. So this LOD on this particular tree is broken in the map editor, but is fine in the main game. So you'll see stuff like that. You'll see stuff like that. Not like this. Not like this. Oh yeah, The Matrix. Was that 1999? Oh, yeah, that was a really good film. A really good film. It's a shame they never made 2 terrible sequels. Because they said, well, we're going to make some sequels, and then they never did. And I'm like, a missed opportunity, isn't it? Why would you not make some really awful sequels to follow The Matrix? But yeah, we don't dwell on these things. So ficus tree. Yeah, there you go. Probably ficuses are better in the close-up. I think probably. Okay, let's get rid of these boys. Sorry. I just don't feel comfortable with you guys being there. Right, that's better. Move you in there. So we've gone from palms to deciduous. What's deciduous? It's loses its... Oh, we are moving the wrong thing. It's a tree or shrub that loses its leaves in the winter. Yeah, every time we let go of this, do a little manipulate, it jumps onto these rocks. Ugh, did not see that. Ugh, it just... Oh, trying to click on it is a pain in the butt. All I want is the branches to be close to the walkway, but not, actually clipping through the walkway or causing a problem for people. So I'm going to just readjust these in the hopes that we don't have to keep readjusting them. I've altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it for that. So we got the ficus tree up there. We can turn it into a world tree. How convincing can we do it without... probably quite convincing. Okay, let's do this. World tree, world event. Yeah, that works surprisingly well. Nice. Nice. So we'll use ficus tree 1. I mean, we can drop it through the bush. That's not actually a problem. Do that. It won't try and snap to the bush's geometry. Okay. Alright. 8. Or we could just push it back in here. We could actually just... There are other ways. There are other ways. Down a little bit. I like these ones. I don't think these ones can be chopped down, which is the reason I like them. So we're just playing around at the moment, just seeing... we're just seeing what we can and can't get away with. Sometimes the rotation is a little glitchy on these boys. Only because that's just the way it is. It's just the way it's just that's the messed up thing. Okay. It's a lot of greenery. But I think we can make it work. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can. Oh, that's a rock, isn't it? Oh, that's the one thing we don't have control over is the camera speed. It's like, hey, you got control of the camera speed. Nope. Okay. Push it down to that point there, so a lot of the branches are actually in the ground, the cars. And we're up here. Yeah, I don't want I don't want anything to be, apart from these boys, I don't want a lot to be like over the top of the hill. So that's better. You really have to be danger close to a very steep, unclimbable section in order to see down there. So if you are here, you can now see this stuff, and you go, oh, there's something else to walk along and walk along and walk along, and oops, gotta jump over that bit. Huh, yep, all paths lead back to the hillside. Now this bit's a bit dodgy here. It's the only thing. So what we'll do is remedy that momentarily by literally just clone that. Boop. Bring that out. Just bring that back. Probably even rotate it on its axis. There. Probably bring that out a little bit as well. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Better, better, better. Throw a nana in there? Throw a bush in there. We throw a bush in there? Oh, yeah. No, that works quite well. We can push it far down into the ground, hit rotate, bring one end up. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. We'll probably have to tweak this because we know the bushes are a little bit weird, but it adds a lot of greenery all of a sudden. Yeah, that's better. A lot better than it was. Good. Yeah, I wasn't sure about these bushes when they first released them. It's like, they're a bit not very good. And then you start using them and it's like, actually, they're great for blocking in huge areas of just kind of stuff. So adding lots of greenery to areas otherwise untouched by greenery. So places where the grass literally does not grow. Rudder rotate. Fortunately it didn't. Ra. I like the idea of having a little green, like naturey. We'll push that back as far as we dare. Cool. Cool, I think that feels a lot better. So we've got a little walkway there. Some rocks that have spilled down. This stuff here now is kind of a little bit... Let's get rid of that. We can move this. Let's move it. Oh, let's get rid of it. Because it's easier to bring stuff out of the toolbox than it is to actually... manipulate stuff once it's out. So for example, if we take this and we just move it around this area, it sort of dances around because it's following the surfaces. So it's following the surfaces of the clefts or the surfaces of the terrain. As soon as we let go, we can literally push it through the terrain. It's now it now has a danger of us moving it, and then it's just kind of floating somewhere, and I'm like, not sure I want that. I don't want things to be sort of floating around. Let's just dress this area a little bit though. We'll put that in there. Boop. Boop. Oh yeah. Some little greeneries. Good. Does it feel better? I think this is one of those areas that is kind of very confusing because there's a lot of greenery here. As soon as we're back in the actual game, it's going to look a lot better with all the lighting and stuff and all the leaves. Yeah, I think it's going to look a lot better. So it's just going to feel better as well. You can probably do something along here as well, probably by pushing the terrain down a bit. So if we click on raise and lower, hit lower, remember the amount slider is inherited between all of these. So remember to turn it down because there's no undo, and if it's all the way up, then you're going to punch a hole straight through to Australia. Or if you're already in Australia, then the antipode, so London, I guess. And I could say probably people from London don't want holes punched straight through their floor. So we're just going to push this down, only to get some of that sand texture coming through. So I want some of that sand texture and just a little bit more lumpiness, because I want to get rid of that garden centre vibe. So I want some 3D-ness to the ground. There we go. There's another PP there. Oh, I forgot about you. Forgot about it. So we hit smooth, and we'll just smooth through there. Make sure there's no jagged, lumpy bumps on the terrain. Oh, yes, yes. That feels better. So you've got a little thing that you can walk through. You've got the steps at the end. We've not encroached any further into this top area, but we have created another fun little walkway. Just objects again. Cool. This area looks a lot more barren. No, it looks different. And when the grass and everything's there, it's going to look, it'll look fine. It'll look fine. What we can do is add, let's add a little bit of aloe, just nestled in the bottom, because that's one of the things we took away. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. So, we have looked in the main game at the things that we've done, and we know, even though it looks pretty empty here, it's yeah, a lot of things. It looks much better once you're in there. So if you are making a map yourself, definitely go into the main game periodically and just check things, because things will look a lot better there than they do in the map editor itself. We've used the last of our walkways before the item limit to create something in an area that otherwise probably wouldn't have had much in the way of foot traffic, like player traffic. So we've invited players to walk somewhere else. It's another place for people to walk along and look out at the sea and everything. Especially now that we've made the beach a little bit more interesting over here. We've remodeled this area down below, so it's looking a little more natural and a little less garden centre. We've added more deciduous leaves. So instead of palms, there's a lot more just regular leafy greenness, which will have an effect on the sunlight coming through it. So God rays and stuff. Some God rays in the map editor, but you really need to be walking around as a player to really appreciate that. Good. And we've added a little bit more story in that this rock has crumbled away and fallen down and things are growing up around it. I think that feels better. I think that just to me feels better. It feels a bit more tactile. So I'm going to leave it there for the time being. So if you're liking this, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe. And if you do subscribe, click the little bell because I'll give you notifications when videos go live. There's also a Facebook page and a Twitter page thingy that you can go and find. Links are at the top of the YouTube channel. And you know what? I'll catch you next time.